How's it going, guys? Welcome to the FM Dugout for episode 19 of the Hexagon Challenge, now with LA Galaxy in the MLS. And what can I say? Welcome to America. I can't believe I've actually got this job. I'm so excited about it. There were a few jobs that became available after I'd left, but a lot of them were kind of not really going to get us anywhere. You know, it was like South African First Division. There was some Brazilian First Division ones, Argentinian ones. A few jobs kind of came up, like Independiente. Went for that, wasn't considered, and it started to look like this was going to get bad. But there was a number of the MLS league teams that weren't exactly doing very well. LA Galaxy were one of them, and managers were under pressure. And it turns out that, you know, the LA Galaxy job did become available, and unfortunately what I had to do was basically just kind of sit and guess what the board wanted me to say and went along with it. So I hate directors of football. I just don't really see the point. I don't think it's implemented all that well in the game. So, you know, I was tempted to say I would have to have complete control, but given the way things go in America, I thought they probably do want a director of football, so I just said, yeah, I can work fine with them. And sure enough, you know, managed to get the job in the end. And yeah, so let's have a little tour around. Obviously, founded in 1996 when the league was founded. They are rich. They are the team that David Beckham helped kind of put on the map, so to speak. I suppose they were probably on the map before that point in time. You know, guys like Kobe Jones, you remember from the 90s, one of the big players for America. Landon Donovan, an icon. David Beckham, Robbie Keane obviously as well was over here. Steven Gerrard had 4 seasons here in this game, I think, or 3 seasons. Before he's then retired, unfortunately. And Leon Britton, formerly of Swansea, is now currently at the club and just short of 100 games. So yeah, they are rich. They've got a 27,000 capacity stadium, the StubHub Centre. It is grass, so it's not artificial. Excellent stuff. And yeah, so that's how things are here. Now, in terms of how things work in the States, I really don't have a great deal of kind of knowledge of it. I believe you pick a squad of 28 players, and of those 28 players you're allowed 3 players who are called designated players, and these players basically allow you to spend more than the salary cap per player. So there's a salary cap for your club which sets a certain value each year, and each player that you register then has their weekly salary add to that salary cap. Now, the salary cap at the moment I think is $8,500 per week. So you can have 3 players that go over the 8,500, and only 8,500 will count towards that salary cap. And I know that sounds really confusing. I'm just listening to myself say it, saying, oh, what the hell are you going on about? I'm not expecting me to understand the rules straight away. That's even before you look at things like the draft. So obviously in the States they're quite big on this. So, you know, you've got basketball, American football and ice hockey. I think they all use that same kind of draft system, which is a way of getting the kind of best you know, youngsters, guys that come through college and so on, university or whatever, who are maybe playing for kind of smaller teams, all get pulled together, and basically the professional sides get to take their pick. And I think there's also ways in this league of transferring your picks, like using it as sort of bargaining tools. I had a quick look at my transfers here, and if you look at like draft allocations, I can see next year I've got a 3rd and 4th round pick, so it looks as though I've kind of given away the 1st and 2nd round. But then the year after, in the super draft, I've got Orlando City's 3rd round pick, so it's going to take a long time to get used to this, and I might not be here that long. If we take a look at our competitions, we're actually still in the North American Champions League. We've got an expectation to hit the quarterfinal, and it looks as though we should do that. We're actually playing Olympia today of Honduras, because I've joined in September. Now, why has the Los Angeles job become available? Well, there's why. You can see in the Western Conference they are doing shockingly badly. There's only 5 games left to go, and the expectation is mid-table. So even if I win those 5 games, I can only finish up here, which I think gives you a wild card entry into the next stage of the tournament. So I don't think we're going to do that. You know, it's just too short notice, and yeah, I don't really know how things are going to go. In terms of our squad, if we take a look at that, you might recognise a couple of the names here. So we have Giovanni Dos Santos, formerly of Tottenham a number of years ago. Looks like a good player. He's down as our key player. You can see from his stats, very technical. I will be utilising him in that attacking midfielder position. I will be playing the Ajman tactics at least for the end of this season, until I can get time to take a look at the squad and kind of assess where things can be strengthened. We've got this youngster Ryan Rice, 23 years old. You know, fairly decent. He looks as though he's not being played an awful lot this year, but certainly the coaches here seem to think he's got something. AJ De La Garza, never heard of him. A Guamanian, I have no idea if that's how you say that. 41 caps for his country. Good player, solid, and I would have preferred to have played him in the centre-back position, but we just don't really have a great deal of quality anywhere else. So Jamie Mendoza is our other right-back, and you can see he's a regen who hasn't really managed to live up to kind of expectations, I guess. Who else do we have? Gabby Agbonlahor, formerly of Aston Villa, and he's injured at the moment with, I think, a double hernia, is it, or just a normal hernia. His skills have really depleted, so the fact he's earning 14.5k, he is one of our designated players. The other one, obviously, Giovanni Dos Santos, who's earning 110k, so he is our main man. I think he's earning 48% of our club's total wage bill goes to this guy, so he's the main man. Leon Britton, 37 years old now, earning the maximum 8.5k, so he's not a designated player. You can see his physicals are now kind of lacking, but got the mental aspect. He is our vice captain and still got decent technical skills, so I'm hoping he can do a job for us in the remainder of the season. Other than that, I'm trying to kind of pick out players. We've got some Americans here. Bradford Jameson, fairly decent looking kind of winger, or a false 9. Not too bad in terms of his skills. Obviously, comparing them to the players I had at Ajman, I'm spoilt for choice here. Then we've got Giassi Zardes, who I will be utilising as our striker at the moment. And again, decent skills, nothing fantastic at the moment. He's a good worker, good determination, bravery. So he's a guy who's not afraid to get stuck in that final third. 13 finishings, not too bad. First touch 11. Composure's a little bit low, but he's good in the air as well. So we'll see how that works. Obviously, with the tactics I had at Ajman, the wingers were a big part of that. Bradford Jameson, who I looked at earlier, very, very pacey. Crossing not particularly good, but at least he'll be able to beat his men and get to the byline, hopefully, pull it back in for our striker. And then on the left wing, we have Sebastian Letget. He was formerly at West Ham, but a long time ago now, 2015, so 4 years have passed, and he's definitely established himself here at LA Galaxy. Says he plays as a central midfielder, as an advanced playmaker, but I will be playing him on the left wing as an inside forward. Very similar to Ali Khamis at Ajman. Again, 8.5k, so he's not one of the designated players. Probably could have been, but he isn't. Yeah, and again, looks pretty decent, fairly quick, good dribbling, good work rate, technique, passing, first touch. I think it'll be an excellent player for us, and hopefully he can do a bit better than his 6.7. He's only played 8 times, so you know, I'm trying. Obviously, I like to look at what the previous manager has tried to do, and where it maybe didn't work out for them. So I can see Gyazi Jardes has not played particularly well. Obviously he's been playing, I think, out on the wing. Yeah, and he's not done well in any of the years really that he's been here, so maybe I shouldn't be too hopeful, but I'm trying him up front anyway and see how he gets on. Yeah, it looks as though we're picking the same sort of players there. I'm just trying to figure out who they maybe played wide. I mean, Bonlahorst 21 times. Bradford, yeah, it looks as though Zardes, Dos Santos, Jameson and Bonlahor probably in a very similar formation to this. They would have been playing as the front four, so we'll be giving Letget a bit more of a chance to show what he can do. But yeah, so that's kind of how things are at the moment. I don't expect us to be able to do a great deal in the remainder of this season. So as I say, we've got 5 MLS games to try and restore some pride and a bit of dignity. We've got 2 more games in the North American Champions League Group C, and if we can get through there, that will at least take us to where would it be? Stages. Trying to see where the next parts are for this. Fixtures and results. Basic. No, I can't seem to go beyond. Mine's got a blank enemy. So I would imagine, given the fact we've got, what, 8 groups here, you get through, 1 team qualifies, that'll be the quarterfinal. So basically the board are looking for us to qualify. So today is actually a must-win game against Olympia. Failure to win here, and we'll be relying on probably goal difference by, you know, beating Northeast Stars, hopefully, to go top. But hopefully we won't need that. So we've played them already and we have beaten them, so here's hoping we can do the same again today. As you can see, I am sticking with my Ajman tactics and fairly happy with how it fits in with the players. Perhaps we could utilise our attacker as a target man and maybe link up a bit with Dos Santos just behind. But yeah, so without any further ado, guys, let's get on. Let's start this journey with LA Galaxy. As I say, it's something so new, and you know, with Ajman it was new, but the only thing that was slightly different was the fact it was in a different country and you had the foreigner rule, but that seems to be kind of everywhere across Asia and Africa. So you know, when I do get round to doing the African Champions League, that same thing will come in. But this whole piece about the draft, designated players and so on, I think it's going to be really good to do this. So yeah, let's see. Pundits are going with us. We'll just have to wait and see. Blah blah blah. Oh man, what is this with the blooming interview? Right, finally we can get into it. Okay, so it looks like they're playing a fairly defensive formation, so Dos Santos may find it quite difficult there. We'll see how it goes. As you can see, oh, we've lost we've lost our opposition instructions now, so yeah, you'll get to see the madness that is hard tackling all round. And yeah, the striker, obviously we don't want everyone to have tight marking. Can we get rid of that, please? Go away. Shoo. Okay, so I'll obviously have to sort this out when I get round to it. I just wasn't aware that we were going to have that there. So all the wide players onto the weaker foot. And you. Okay. And let's give a bit of passion. And see, no, that went down well. Maybe assertiveness. See, assertiveness is always the way. Okay. And bring down a speed a notch or two, away from the speed to get through the Ajman stuff at the end of the season. So what can I expect from today's game? Well, obviously don't want to lose. Very close to conceding a goal there early on. And can we get a breakaway here? Quite a lot of players forward. So we got Zardes playing infield to Jameson, to Rice, and a bit of a wasted opportunity there. At least could have hit the target. Okay, wide now to Letget into Rice. Lots of space over on the right wing there for De La Garza if we can find him. Zardes with a shot, wide of the target. Looks promising so far. Britain now, deep out to De La Garza, whipped in. Zardes with a shot at the near post, and I think he hit the post there. Didn't get a corner from it. Giovanni now. Oh, and the keeper's made an absolute howler, and Zardes has bagged his third goal of the season. So already he has added an extra 50% to his goals just from me coming in for one game. Good start. Good start. I think one of the things that I will look to do, obviously, is maybe not try to focus too much on the designated players and maybe see if I can get some good youngsters coming in. That, I don't know how it works, if I can only buy them at the draft or if I can get them other times, but that's certainly one of the areas I'll be trying to look at, see if we can get some good scouts in, certainly with high potential judging. But yeah, so here come Olympia from Honduras, and big clearance. Zardes is in between the two centre backs, and a lovely little dink into the left post there. 2-0 up after 26 minutes, and things looking fairly rosy. Possession wise, we're at 62%. I'm guessing Olympia probably got their 6 points from beating the other team, Northeast Stars. I've no idea what country they're actually from, but presumably that is where they've got their 6 points, and they've lost us the first time round. So it doesn't look like it's too difficult to do well in the North American Champions League. It's probably more difficult to get into it, and then obviously once you get into the quarter final, because you play the Mexican sides. And here we have a corner. Rice, Britain trying to put it back in. Good pressure from us at the moment, and I've got to say I'm fairly pleased in terms of how players are playing. Pretty average. Obviously Zardes stealing the show with his 2 goals, but yeah, nobody really standing out in midfield or defence. They're just kind of doing their job by the looks of it. Okay, so where are we? 35 minutes now. Definitely comfortable. Again, like with Ajman, shots on target are below 50% of our shots, which again is something I would like to improve on. Zardes chasing for a hat-trick there, but he can't quite get it. De La Garza back to Britain. This was what we were always good at with Ajman, recycling chances. Zardes with the shot there, too tame, easily gathered by Rodriguez. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's a different challenge from Ajman, and their formation work there. I don't know what the MLS sides tend to play. We'll just have to see how it works out for us. We do have Britain who can play in that defensive midfielder position, so at least we can go to that if we want to. Jameson breaks away with his pace, tries to find Letget at the back post, can't quite get there. Giovanni finds Zardes, who's offside, and he misses. So I think it's fairly clear. Zardes, he scored 2 goals, but he is missing a number of chances. He's not a natural striker, so Rice now with a free kick, doesn't shoot. Zardes with the shot, saved by Rodriguez, and we approach half time. We've got another clip here for Olympia now from the corner. Rivera whips it back in, headed clear. Long range shot by Martinez, but it's not troubling Brian Arias at all. Giovanni now with the corner, not free kick. And Olympia looking to break. Again, this was one of the areas that we were most vulnerable with Ajman. That looked like a dive there to me. Jameson now breaking away. He doesn't really get into third gear there, and he loses the ball. De La Garza heads it away. Jameson, Giovanni wins it back, wide to Letget. into Rice, wide to Jameson. It's exactly the same sort of style that we had at Ajman, just swapping wings around. And Zardes at the front post. What a way to introduce yourself to your new manager, scoring a hat-trick in the first half of the North American Champions League. I tell you something, it would be a hell of a story if we can actually win the North American Champions League at the first time of asking, like halfway through the season. The temptation would be to just leave LA Galaxy, but I'm quite excited about this prospect of managing here, and I think even if I did win it, I would want to win some of the domestic competitions as well. I'm just going to say we're doing well. There's a lot of complacency in there, but to be honest, I don't think telling them to not be complacent would have much of an impact. They'd be thinking, who the hell's this guy just coming in telling us that? So 3-0 half time. This game really is not testing us a great deal. Can't tell too much of our team there, but we've been caught out a little bit. De La Garza recovering there. Now Olympia pressing forward, Leonardo cuts it out. It's worth noting that Leonardo is actually a centre back who's playing at left back. We don't actually have anyone who is first position left back, so it's a bit unusual. Maybe that's why they were doing badly in the MLS, I don't know. Britain tried to play it forward, and it's out for a goal kick. Lots and lots of highlights in this game, so certainly creating a large number of chances. Atenella now back to the goalkeeper, Arias, and Godoy, the Chilean centre-back. Jameson now finding Giovanni, 2 men on him, still manages to get the ball out to let get. Bombing down the outside's Leonardo, he's found the pass there, into the box, cuts across, nobody there though. That's sometimes where I prefer to have a poacher in that central attacking position, because they just find those positions a bit better. Zelaya now with the chance, but we clear it away. Olympia still searching for their first shot on target, and no doubt being Football Manager they'll score with the first one, and yeah, there you go. So David Martinez pulls one back with their first shot on target. It's always the way things go in Football Manager. It's pretty frustrating at times. Anyway, here we go. Can we get a fourth? Let get infield to Rice. Looking for Zardes. Can't find him, but now Rice breaking away, and he's just giving away again. Maybe showing his inexperience there, the youngster. Jameson out in the right wing. Skips by 1, by 2. Straight to the byline. Crosses it for Zardes, and not a great finish from him there, it must be said. Great play from Jameson though, that's really promising. He's doing exactly what I hoped he would. But we've lost another goal now. Jose Guifaro in the back post, a deep ball in, and the defenders really caught just ball watching there, I think. Godoy is having a bit of a nightmare, so I think we'll be making our first substitution and bringing on Rob Carey, who I think is an American regen, or maybe not, 24 years old. Let's give him the team talk and tell him that we're confident he can do well. Bit disappointing to be 3-0 up and concede 2 goals like that. 2 pretty soft goals, 2 shots on target for them. So let's see if we can tell them to tighten up a bit. That'll probably be the point now they score their equaliser. It's all kind of falling apart a little bit. De La Garza, I don't know why he played that there. And yeah, we just look a bit nervous at the back. So obviously defence will be one area I'll be looking to sort out in the new season, because we just, you know, not having a left back's not ideal. Yeah, we're losing that man there in the middle. Jameson launching it now, looking for Zardes, but he can't quite get there. Leonardo now forward to let get. Can he beat his man? Inside forward, so he's cutting into Rice. Jameson off the post, and once again the keeper makes a save after it hitting the post. I've yet to see that happen in real life. Yeah, I see it all the time in Football Manager. It's just one of the most bizarre little highlights. I'm actually going to increase the match speed here a little bit. I think I usually do it one more than this. It's going rather slowly, and I want a 4th goal. We need a 4th goal. Let's see what I've got available on the bench here. Valderrama, an Albanian 31-year-old, and Joseph Claude Gail. I'll just call him Joseph. Very, very pacey. I'm wondering whether I could bring him on for Letget, who's struggled a little bit today. We'll put him as a winger and attacking, and see whether or not he can inject a little bit of life into the team again. Obviously complacency was an issue for us at half time. Dos Santos picking up a yellow card there. Hopefully that won't result in any suspension. Carey forward to Jameson now. Giovanni looking for Zardes to Rice, and that's a nice little finish from the youngster. First goal of the season for him. So 4-2. Hopefully we won't throw away the points from this position. We have been in control possession wise, shots on target pretty good as well. Obviously against better opposition we'll be tested a lot more, but yeah, it's fairly positive at the moment. Olympia now launching the ball forward, very much playing the direct approach, and yeah, another soft goal there. So defence really looks like the area that we need to straighten out here, and it may well be that Liam Britton needs to play as an anchorman. And in fact, before it goes any later, I might have to do that just now. Unfortunately, Dos Santos doesn't really like playing in midfield by the looks of it, but we'll try him out there anyway. Leon Britton, anchorman, defend. If we lose a fourth goal here, I'm going to be pretty livid with this. I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll still qualify because, well, we will, because this is Olympia's last game. They have to win, and Carey has missed that, very, very nearly giving away the fourth goal. And all that positivity from that first half has kind of evaporated now because of our defensive frailties. So I definitely think Leon Britton will be playing in that defensive midfielder position in the MLS. I just don't think, if this team can score 3 against us, I don't think we're going to do that well against the other teams, and that's obviously why they're struggling so much in the league. Leonardo now breaking into the box, wins the corner. Rice will put this in, headed away. Giovanni picks it up, back out to Rice. Can we get a goal just to settle things? Jameson with the header wide of the post, and I think there might be one more chance here. Obviously Olympia now know our weakness and are just launching that ball up as far as they can, but I think we should be okay now. So not the best performance from us, and yeah, okay, well, we nearly gave him another opportunity. 4-3 away from home. If we can get better in front of goal and better defending, I mean, you can see if the half-time ratings were pretty decent, and then they just sort of plummeted in the second half. Certainly the two centre-backs just fell apart. Rice did well in the second half, as did Dos Santos. Jameson did particularly well. Zardes didn't really do an awful lot in the second half. But yeah, not a bad start. Given where Los Angeles are in the MLS, there's clearly underlying problems in this squad. But yeah, that's us through. Dos Santos needs a rest. Tough. We need you. You're getting paid 110k a week. You're playing. Okay, so I'll do this press conference after this point. Obviously, given the importance of the North American Champions League, I'm going to play out the rest of these games in the MLS, and now that we've qualified, I will see who we play. I'm pretty sure we've qualified. It did come up saying that. Yeah, we have. So we could potentially play America, who I think have won it 3 times out of the last 4 years. Seattle, Portland, who won it in the year before we played them in the World Club Championship as Ajman, Pumas, Monterrey, New York, and Tigres. So yeah, Mexican obviously. So it could be quite an interesting first season here at the Galaxy. Let me know what you guys think about this job. Are you surprised I managed to get it? Because I am. How do you think things will go for us? Do you think there is any hope that we could actually cause an upset in the North American Champions League, or is this going to be a 2 or 3 year, 4 year even project? Yeah, as I say, let me know in that comments box. If you like this episode, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, come back for some more and subscribe, because this is going to get good. And until the next time, guys, I'll see you when I see you.